Today, we're going to talk about an ancient discipline, a practice used by some of the heaviest hitters in the Bible, prophets, queens, even Jesus himself, at the absolute most critical moments in history. We're talking about the secret power of a biblical fast. I mean, just think about that for a second. What if a weapon like that was available to you right now? That's the exact question the scriptures seem to be asking. They describe fasting not as some kind of punishment, but as a seriously powerful tool for spiritual breakthrough. So what exactly is biblical fasting? Well, at its core, it's a choice. It's not about starving yourself. It's about you, voluntarily, setting aside food for a set amount of time, all for a very specific spiritual reason. It's a focused discipline with a divine purpose. And we've got to be super clear about what biblical fasting isn't. This is not a new diet plan to lose a few pounds, and it's definitely not a hunger strike to try and twist God's arm. No, what it is, it's a way to humble your soul, to physically show God that He is the most important thing in your life. All right, so that gets us to the real heart of it, right? The power of the fast. Why would you even do it? What can you actually expect to happen when you do this with a sincere heart? Look, the whole point isn't to manipulate God. It's about aligning your heart with His. And when that happens, the promised results are just profound. We're talking freedom from things that have held you back for years, breakthrough in situations that seem impossible, real answers to your prayers, and deliverance. It's like creating a spiritual urgency that heaven itself responds to. This right here, this is the core message. Every time you feel that pang of hunger, it becomes a reminder, a prayer, a declaration. You're physically telling God, and maybe more importantly, telling yourself that your spiritual need for Him is way greater than your physical need for food. That's a powerful statement of priority. And you know, this is not some new idea we just came up with. It has a deep, deep history. Some of the most significant figures in the entire Bible used fasting at the most critical moments of their lives. Just look at this pattern. You have Moses, who fasted for 40 days to get ready for a face-to-face encounter with God. Queen Esther called for a 3-day fast to literally save her people from annihilation. The Apostle Paul, after his blinding encounter with Jesus, fasted for 3 days to find his new mission. And then there's Jesus himself, our ultimate example. 40 days in the desert to defeat temptation right before his public ministry began. The purpose is always huge. So, we see the power and we see the history. But with great power comes great responsibility, right? Jesus gave a very specific, absolutely critical warning about how you fast. And honestly, it might be the most important part of this whole thing. You see, Jesus knew that motivation is everything. He wanted to make sure the why behind the fast was pure, because if your motive is wrong, the whole act just misses the point entirely. You lose the reward. Jesus lays out two totally different paths. On one side, you had people who made a huge show of their fasting. You know, walking around looking miserable, messing up their faces, just so everyone would see them and think, wow, they're so spiritual. Jesus called them hypocrites. His command? Do the exact opposite. Go about your day, look normal, wash your face, make it a secret between you and God. And this is the promise that flips the whole thing on its head. The hypocrites, they get their reward right then and there. A little praise from people, big deal. But for those who fast in secret, for God's eyes only, the reward comes from God himself. And it comes openly. A private discipline leads to a public divine reward. Okay, so let's bring this home. How can you take this ancient, powerful principle and actually apply it to your life, right now, for your own breakthrough? The prophet Isaiah tells us the kind of fast that God really cares about. It's not just about skipping lunch. It's about breaking chains, loosing wickedness, undoing heavy burdens, setting the oppressed free, and breaking every yoke. Just think about the yokes we all deal with today: addiction, anxiety, cycles of debt, or despair. Your personal fast is meant to connect to real, tangible freedom from those things. All right, and this is super, super important. A little disclaimer here. Wisdom is crucial. You know, those 40-day fasts in the Bible, those are extreme supernatural examples. So please consult with your doctor before you attempt any kind of extended fast. Your health is a gift, so be smart about how you approach this. So, how do you even start? It's pretty simple, actually. First, set a clear goal. Why are you doing this? Second, choose how long. And hey, start small. Maybe just skip one meal. Third, and this is key, replace that mealtime with prayer and reading the scriptures. The goal is to seek God, not just to feel hungry. Fourth, remember Jesus' warning, keep it a secret. And fifth, when it's over, break your fast gently with some light food. So we're left with this one last thought. Fasting isn't about earning God's love. It's about creating space to receive what He already wants to give you. It's about turning down the volume of the world so you can turn up the volume of God's voice in your life. So the real question is, what is the breakthrough your soul is seeking? Because maybe, just maybe, this ancient discipline is the key to finally unlocking it.